Make your own damn
Ooh,
sandwiches.
it's chilly. Of course, I always have more to say, so this won't be part 4, even though it kind of could be, but everything always goes in parts. But anyway, I just remembered my favorite quote, which it's really a funny quote. And the quote is, make your own damn sandwiches. Okay, that is my favorite quote. The story behind that quote goes a lot along with the videos that I just posted and the video that I made at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and the topic, which is manage your emotions. Also, be careful who you trust. Don't just trust people. Most importantly, do your own research. Don't just believe something because somebody else said it. Don't just glom onto people. One of the most bothersome things about some comments some people make, I see, are things like, what do we think about such and such? Oh, something happened. What do we think about it? And that's like mob mentality. It's like codependency. It's like a comment I saw on somebody's page that somebody else was saying because they didn't agree with something that somebody else did and posted, and that person shared, and then this other person is like, oh, you're taking away from the movement because you're doing this, and that's not helping us. But it's like, hey, back off, Betty. You know what? Why don't you have some boundaries, because other people get to live. People have free will. People are allowed to do whatever the heck they want. People don't have to do it the way you would do it. And that's true as well for if, you don't like the way Betty is behaving and you think that Betty is wrong. Well, just move on. Block Betty. Don't blast her. Don't try to like pull her down and make yourself feel righteous by proving that Betty is bad, But anyway, the how this all ties into the make your own sandwiches is, there was a woman in a town who would make her who would, like, once a week or whatever, she would make sandwiches, and she would go, I think I'm not going to get this all in 30 seconds. She would go somewhere and she would give sandwiches out to people. If they wanted it, great. If they didn't, great. Somebody did a news story about it, and then a bunch of people started to send money to her to help her make sandwiches. And the story that Jack Kornfield, a Buddhist teacher, said was, she mailed all the money back and a note to every single person saying, make your own damn sandwiches. Part 2, to explain what.
Make your own damn sandwiches. P2.
Make your own damn sandwiches, part 2. So how did this make your own damn sandwiches lady become a Buddhist teaching story? Well, Jack Kornfield heard about it, and he heard about that after this woman was put in her local paper for being a little, do-gooder in town. People started to send her money saying, oh, you're doing such good work. I want to help you. Here, take this money to help you make sandwiches. The whole point of her sending the money back, and with a note that said, make your own damn sandwiches, is you got to do your own good deeds. You can't just glom on to somebody. You can't just hear of somebody else. So the whole point was that she felt irritated, like, hey, I'm doing this because I want to. I want to get up on Saturday, make some damn sandwiches, and go out and have a little basket and give it to some kids at the Y, or the people sleeping under the bridge, or whatever the heck she wants to do, and go home and mind her own business. That's her good deed. So she felt imposed upon. And it's like, hey, push back. Like, just because I'm doing a good deed doesn't mean you can glom on and now start making demands of me. Go make some more sandwiches. Here, take some money. The whole point is, do your own good deeds. Do your own advocating. If you don't like the way somebody's message is being spread out, then make your own damn message. Make your own videos. Make your own stories. Take your own time to do your own research. Don't just glom on to people, and don't think that just because you say that you're in the same you're in the same group advocating for them, so therefore, how we advocate is how we advocate. And not to call out somebody, but, the person I was messaging with said, well, advocating is black and white. No, baby. Nothing is black and white. In fact, everything is a spectrum. Everything in this whole entire world is a spectrum. And most of the time when people are doing do-gooding, the truth, you learn this in Buddhism, the truth is a lot of times people are doing it, to do good, but also so that they could feel good about themselves. Spiritual, materialistic, egotism kind of thing, like you can't just hitch your cart to my do-gooding cart and then say, hey, we're doing good, and then turn around and try to demand, no. Just like we don't want Brittany paying the bills for everybody who's bossing her around, nobody can boss you around. Go make your own damn sandwiches, go make your own videos, be your own advocate, and, don't speak for others. So just trying to wrap up this whole day's worth of videos. It's 4:44, by the way, on February 3rd, 2023. Manage your own emotions whenever you're advocating for anything, and just in general, whenever you're being an advocate, remember, if you're doing it out of anger, or if you're angry, yes, you can be angry, like that Greenpeace lady said. I feel like if I wasn't angry about the issues with the earth, then I wouldn't be motivated to keep making, to keep doing the advocating. And Pema Chodron's response is, well, that might be true, but if you're just basically throwing more anger into the situation, are you really helping? If you learn how to be mature and you learn how to have equanimity, which means evenness of emotion. It doesn't mean you don't have feelings. It doesn't mean you don't have passion. It means that you're able to manage yourself in a healthy way. Don't speak for others. Don't think others are speaking for you. Just because somebody's in the so-called same movement as you does not mean they have the same beliefs, the same style, the same perspective, or even the same intentions. They might not even have the same goal. Their win-win-win situation may be completely different than yours. So make your own damn sandwiches. Don't get on other people's pages annoyed because you don't like the way that they're doing it. You don't like the way they're living their life. You don't like their ideas or their perspective or their opinion, or you don't like how they're an a-hole, or they're not a nice person and you don't like that. So you think that it makes you a good person to get up there and rip them down and to tell everybody they're a bad person. But guess what? It actually doesn't. If you want to advocate for truth, for justice, then be an advocate for truth and justice. Keep speaking the truth. Keep walking in love. When you know what you know, don't let the flying monkeys pull you down. Don't let, what's that thing about wrestling in the mud with pigs? They like it and they're really good at it. So, just get up. That's exactly what they want to do. They're clawing at your ankles. They're mosquitoes biting at you. You can sit there with your fly swatter swatting at them all day, or you can say, you know what, that's literally what you want me to do, and I'm not going to do that. And of course, we're human beings, so you know what, you fall down, you get up, you keep going. Of course, we're going to emotionally react, but center yourself. Go for a walk. Every time I feel upset, I go outside. It helps me center. Recognize that you're just one of 7 billion people. You have opinions, so do they. It's not unusual for people on the same side of any given, movement, so to speak, would have different viewpoints and would have different intentions or different ways of going about it. Also, remember, speaking the truth about people's bad deeds or like crimes is not the same as shit talking them, okay? So when I say, it doesn't make you look good or a good person to pull somebody down, I am not talking about exposing crimes and stuff and abuses. Yeah, speak the truth. But even in that, saying somebody, even like with Alec Murdaugh, okay, we know we could probably do a lot of insults about him, right? Because he's probably a really awful person. However, that's not how the lawyers are going to win this case. They're not going to win by going up there and bad-mouthing him. They're going to go up there and win by pointing out all the truths and doing it respectfully and, not necessarily with love, but this is what I'm saying. I am choosing. I choose that, I'm vegan. And when I first became vegan, I was, aware that the whole idea of like the angry vegan, and yeah, there are angry vegans out there, but for me, veganism is about love. So it makes no sense for me to angrily try to get other people to be vegan because that's what I do. I'm here to send a message of love. And if you're interested and you want to know about it, then I'll tell you about it. But if you choose not to do it, then that's your choice, okay? Because how you live your life is not reflecting how I'm living my life. And that's the same with anything. Make your own damn sandwiches. And if you don't like the way this dude is making sandwiches, then you don't need to get out there with your bullhorn and start talking about how, roast beef is blah, 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 and blah, 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 and talk bad about this person because, hey, I'm making sandwiches, he's making sandwiches, but I don't like the way you're making You know what? Focus on your own message. Focus on your own self, your own well-being. When you find yourself getting caught up because you don't like how other people are doing things, maybe take a step back. And if someone is harming you, if someone is showing their ass that they are untrustworthy and they're bad-mouthing you and they're spreading lies, I swear the best thing you can do is to block them. Block them and move on. It's like those people who are like, oh my God, I am so totally unfollowing you. And like, okay. You know what I do when I unfollow people? I just click unfollow. Make your own damn sandwiches. Stop thinking other people speak for you. And save your mental health. That's it for today. Also, if somebody really is your friend and you've got an issue with them, I highly recommend communicating with them directly. That was another thing I saw on a comment was the person had said, the person was blasting the person in a live, okay? And then the person doing the blasting was kind of getting people being like, hey, what are you doing? And then that person was like, I'm trying to say something. And then other people were like, well, why don't you do this offline? Like, if you have an issue between you and her, talk about it privately, but blasting it on a live doesn't really feel like somebody trying to communicate, okay? So my whole point is, if somebody is a genuine friend and there's a misunderstanding, I 100% encourage communicate with a person. I'm not saying block and move on and, fuck that bitch. Some people really were your friends. However, even best friends, like I'm talking about not just an internet friend, but somebody who you've had in real life friendship with for many, many years, you guys can break apart and have disagreements. And yes, you should try your best to communicate. However, sometimes communicating comes to a dead end, and if somebody's out there lying about you, they've blocked you, they're spreading lies, the best thing you can do is, number one, if they've actually financially harmed you and there's like real pain and suffering, then of course take a legal route. Protect your rights. I'm not saying let somebody abuse you and stomp on you and just block them and move on. Sometimes you need to save your evidence and stuff, okay? However, if it's not at that level, try to communicate with them personally. If they've blocked you and you literally cannot get through to them, then posting their shit on social media is not the answer, okay? In my opinion, go the legal route or just move on. If you really believe they were a real friend, they still have a right to block you, okay? And this brings back to like other videos I've made on my YouTube channel, which is no is good. People have a right to say no to you. People do have a right to block you. People do have the right to say, you know what, I don't want to communicate with you. And you might think it's unreasonable, but they have a right to be unreasonable, okay? So protect yourself, protect your own well-being. Yes, of course, defend yourself if needed, but the most important thing, I believe, for your own mental health is accept that people maybe aren't who you thought they were, or they've changed, or things are no longer compatible. Move on. Mwah. Be well. Make your own damn sandwiches, make your own videos, and protect your own health. See you in the next one. Bye.